The galaxy always had rumors about humans, but Lieutenant Kate Morgan never believed them, until the day she met one face-to-face aboard the damaged research vessel drifting near the outer colonies. Nobody talked about how terrifying they were or how beautiful Kate was part of the rescue team sent to investigate the silent ship. Her people, the Velcor, were known across 3 systems as excellent pilots and engineers, but they were fragile compared to most species, standing barely 5 feet. Tall with thin gray skin and large dark eyes that could see in multiple spectrums, they relied on technology and intelligence to survive. The research vessel had been missing for 2 weeks when they found it floating dead in space. The hull was scarred with plasma burns and several sections were vented to vacuum. Kate's team moved through the dark corridors, their suit lights cutting through the frozen air. They found crew members dead at their stations, frozen in the cold of space. Then, they found her. She was in the medical bay, strapped to a table, surrounded by dead researchers and broken monitoring equipment. The human woman was unconscious but alive, somehow surviving in the freezing vacuum, wearing nothing but torn medical examination garments. Her skin had a strange reddish tone from the cold, but she was breathing. Kate had never seen anything like her. Humans were myths in this part of space. Dangerous myths, stories told to keep young Velcor from wandering too far from home. They were supposed to be Deathworlders, creatures from a planet so hostile that it created monsters. Beings who could survive anything, who fought for fun, who never gave up. Kate ordered her team to bring the human back to their ship, wrapped in thermal blankets and placed in quarantine for 3 days. The woman remained unconscious, her body slowly warming, her vital signs impossibly strong for someone who had been exposed to vacuum. The medical team was terrified, fascinated, horrified. When she finally woke up, Kate was there, watching from behind reinforced glass. The human sat up slowly, looking around the quarantine room. Her eyes were blue, bright blue, like the skies of the Velcor homeworld that Kate had only seen in pictures. Those eyes focused on Kate through the glass, and the human smiled. "Hello," the human said, her voice coming through the intercom clear and strong. "My name is Amy Carter. Thanks for the rescue." Kate stepped closer to the glass, her training warring with her. "Fear what happened to your ship?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Amy stood up, stretching her tall frame. She was easily 6 feet tall, muscular in a way that made Kate think of predators. "Pirates," the human said simply. "They wanted to study me. The crew did. They had heard stories about humans, and when they found me drifting in an escape pod, they could not resist what happened to them." Kate asked, already knowing the answer. "They hurt me," Amy said, her voice flat, emotionless. "They ran tests, cut me open to see how I worked. They were surprised when I healed. They were more surprised when I got free. You killed them all." Kate whispered. "Yes," Amy said, meeting her eyes through the glass. "I did. Would you like me to apologize?" Kate should have been afraid, should have called for backup, should have done anything but stand there. But she was fascinated. The human showed no remorse, no guilt, just a calm acceptance of what she had done. "What are you going to do with me now?" Amy asked, leaning against the glass, her blue eyes curious. "Are you going to study me too? Cut me open? See what makes me different?" "No," Kate said quickly. Her people were not monsters. They were scientists, explorers. "We are taking you to the nearest station. You will be free to go." Amy laughed, a sound that sent shivers down Kate's spine. "Free?" She repeated. "You do not understand what it means to find a human out here, do you? I am worth more than your entire ship to the right buyer." Kate felt cold. "I meant what I said. You will be free." The human studied her for a long moment, then smiled again. This time it reached her eyes. "You are different from them," she said. "Most species see us as weapons or monsters or prizes. But you see a person." Over the next few days, Kate found herself spending more and more time at the quarantine window. Amy was fascinating, intelligent, funny, and terrifyingly capable. She told stories about Earth, about humanity, about the wars they had fought among themselves before reaching the stars. "We are survivors," Amy explained one evening as Kate sat outside the glass. "Humans come from a world that tried to kill us every day. Predators, diseases, natural disasters. We learn to adapt, to overcome, to never give up. That is what makes Us human Kate found herself drawn to that strength, that resilience her people had survived through intelligence and caution. But humans survived through sheer stubborn refusal to die on the 5th day. The alarms began to scream, "Pirates 3, ships moving fast, weapons hot." They had been tracking the rescue vessel, waiting for the right moment to strike. Kate ran to the bridge, her crew already scrambling to defensive positions. But she knew the truth. They were not warships. They had no weapons, no armor. They would be boarded within minutes. "Let me help," Kate turned. Amy stood in the doorway to the bridge. She had somehow escaped quarantine, somehow made it through 3 security doors wearing borrowed clothes that hung loose on her. Her blue eyes were cold, now focused, predatory. "You should be in quarantine," Kate said weakly. "Your locks are designed for people who give up." Amy said simply, "Humans do not give up. Give me weapons access to your airlocks and I will handle this." Kate should have refused, should have followed protocol, but she looked at her crew, their terrified faces, their fragile bodies, and she knew they would not survive what was coming. "Do it." She ordered. What happened next became legend among the outer colonies. The pirates breached the hull expecting easy prey. Instead, they found a human waiting for them. Amy Carter fought like nothing the pirates had ever seen. She moved through their ranks like death itself, using their own weapons against them, turning their armor into tombs. Kate watched through the security feeds, horrified, fascinated. The human was beautiful in her violence, efficient, brutal, unstoppable. She cleared all 3 boarding parties in less than 10 minutes. When the last pirate fell, Amy stood in the corridor covered in blood, breathing hard but smiling. She walked back to the bridge, her borrowed clothes torn and stained. The crew scattered out of her way, their eyes wide with terror. Only Kate stood her ground. "Threat eliminated," Amy reported calmly, as if she had just finished a routine task. "Their ships are disabled. You can call for authority vessels to collect them. You saved us." Kate said, her voice barely a whisper. "You saved me first," Amy replied, her expression softening. Fair's fair. They reached the station 2 days later. Amy was true to her word. She prepared to leave, to disappear into the vast darkness of space. But Kate found herself following the human to the airlock. "Where will you go?" Kate asked. "Somewhere new," Amy said, adjusting the pack on her shoulders. "Somewhere they have not heard of humans yet. Maybe I will find work as a mercenary or a bodyguard. Something quiet." Kate hesitated, then spoke quickly before she could lose her courage. "You could stay. Here, work for us. We could use someone like you." Amy turned, those blue eyes studying Kate with an intensity that made her breath catch. "Someone like me," she repeated. "Or me specifically?" Kate felt her face flush with heat. "You specifically?" she admitted. "I have never met anyone like you. You are terrifying and amazing, and I do not want to wonder what happened to you." Amy stepped closer, towering over the small Velcor woman. "Dangerous," she said softly. "Humans are dangerous, Kate. We do not always know our own strength. We hurt things we do not mean to hurt." "I know," Kate said, meeting her eyes, "but you are also brave and loyal, and you laugh at my jokes, even the bad ones." "They were terrible jokes." Amy agreed, but she was smiling, that smile that made Kate's heart race. "Fine, I will stay. But on one condition." "Anything?" Kate said. "Teach me about your people." Amy said, "About the Velcor, about what you value, what you dream about. I want to understand what makes you so different from everyone else." Who looked at me and saw only a weapon. Kate felt tears forming in her large dark eyes. Humans were supposed to be monsters, deathworlders incapable of gentleness. But here stood Amy Carter, offering friendship, offering trust, offering something more. "Deal," Kate said, extending her small hand. Amy took it gently, her powerful fingers wrapping carefully around Kate's fragile bones. And in that moment, Kate understood the truth about humans. Yes, they were dangerous. Yes, they were powerful. But they were also capable of incredible gentleness, of choosing to be soft when they could be hard. The galaxy would learn soon enough what Kate already knew. Humanity had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same.